Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Whirligig. Now, a couple of things to say before we play today's puzzle. First off, this is artisanal Sudoku from James Sinclair, although the puzzle isn't from James Sinclair, it is Timotab today. And once again, I am featuring the more difficult of the three puzzles that are available. I mean, there's 10, but if you are a paying subscriber. If you're not, you can still get 3 fantastic puzzles for free from James Sinclair's weekly email. Now, I tend to feature the third one on request from this supporters of this channel and viewers of this channel, because there are essentially 2 modes. There's a more difficult one with fewer clues, which is the one that I'm going to be playing, as demanded by the viewers. And then if you find that it's a bit too much of a struggle, there will be a second link down below with extra clues for you to enjoy, and it's probably a lot more approachable to the 1-star difficulty rating puzzles that we do during weekdays. Now, one more thing I should mention is Timotab, I am so sorry that there is an email from you from a few weeks ago. For those of you that have emailed me before, you know that I am a notoriously slow responder, and I'm really sorry about that. So I will respond to your email. I'll make sure that I do so straight after this recording, so by the time you see this video, I'm hoping that you've already read my response. Sorry again. Anyway, let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with Whirligig by Timotab and the following set of rules. Fairly well named, actually, with sort of like what looks like a bit of a whirlpool in here. Normal Sudoku, you know what that means. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and then of course every 3x3 box. Then we have region sum lines, so box borders divide blue lines into segments with the same sum, and different lines can have different sums. So essentially, this line here, these 3 cells are going to add up to something, 6, 7, whatever, and it will essentially have to be written inside this single cell value, because essentially the sum of this cell is the same as these 3, is the same as this cell. And that would be true for this line, etc. So one example, because it will actually help me to illustrate this a bit, is let's say this is 1, 3, 4, this is an 8. This, of course, would have to be an 8, and that's a perfectly valid set of pencil marks for this region sum line. Not all lines have the same sum. Clearly that is the case because they can actually see each other in the same row in this case. So this one will actually have to sum up something different than the 8. Where digits are separated by a white dot, they are consecutive. Where digits are separated by a black dot, one is double the other, and not all dots are necessarily given. So an 8 in here with a white dot, this would have to be 7 or 9 to be consecutive. For it to be one of them to be double the other, this would have to be a 4, so essentially 4 times 2 is 8. If that 4 has a 3 and a 5, clearly consecutive, clearly in a 2-to-1 ratio with a 2, no black dot and no white dot, the absence of them doesn't break the rules. Negative constraints don't apply. So, as always, if you want to play along, links, as in there are 2 of them, will be in the description down below for you to do so. One of them will have something like extra clues around it to essentially say this is the more approachable variant of this to give a go. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. And I can already see a cracker of an opener. So if you haven't paid attention to the Whirligig, they all have 3-cell region sum lines. 3-cell region sum lines, because the minimum is 1, 2, 3, means that these single cells have to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. However, I can already see that these cells have black Kropke dots. Can't have 7 or 9 on them, because if it's 7, half of 7 is 3.5, double of 9 is 18. Can't have non-integer digits, and clearly the double is actually over 10. The other thing that I can also see, clearly these 2 cells are the same, and these 2 cells are the same, so no 7 9s in here, is that they are different. Because they can see one another with Sudoku. And this is brilliant again. Right, and because this region sum line, which is from 6, 7, 8, 9, can see both the 6 and the 8, this is not 6, 8, and this is not 6, 8, with exact same logic. It can see a 6 and an 8 in the same row. Same boxes, you get what I mean. So, and they're also different. We are coloring. We are going to call this red. We're going to call this 6-8. We're going to call it orange. We're going to call this red because it's the same as this one. We're going to call this 6-8 green. This will be green. This 7-9 will be yellow. This will be yellow. This is going to be 6 or 8, of course, to be consecutive. So this... Oh, this green actually means these are orange. And this green has to be... Sorry, this cell has to be green. Right. So these two are different, clearly. This cell is now the same as that cell. Yeah. So they're both green. And then, of course, I've got 3 4s in here. And because they're on a single cell region sum line, I'm repeating it in there. Now, one of them, let's say this one is going to be purple. And this one I'm going to say is blue, is in here. And again, they have to be different because the 6 and 8 will have different 3 4s, and obviously they're in the same box, so they have to be different. And then in here, if it's 3, it would have to go back up to 6. So there's a definite 6 in one of them. If it's a 4, it's 2 or 8. Right. Tons of information, lots of colors. Hasn't really given us much. So this is 5, 7, 9. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm rushing that next bit. So I think this was an excellent opener with a 6, 7, 8, 9. It hasn't actually given me any digits. Of course, 6 or 8 in 3 cells, they have to have 1. They have to have 1. If you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4 with the minimum, which adds up to 9. Can't make the same assertion about this one because if it is 9, 2, 3, 4 is fine. The 7 one, however, in 3 cells is 4, so it would be 1, 2, 4, but I don't know which one is which. This can't be a 1. Right, 1's, 1 is in here. Where is 1 in box 3? Well, it's neither of these. This is 1, this is 1. Here's our first digit. I'm kind of noticing one more thing. This is, notice it's not 6, 7, 8, 9, nor 3 or 4. They can all see this cell. So this is 1, 2, 5, and then again 1, 2, 5, but of course it's not 1, so this is 2 or 5. One now is in here, 1 is in there, which forces a 1 on these two cells. Again, doesn't mean that this is the 7 side, because you could still use 1 on 3 digits to get to 9. 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5. Is there anything else? No. Okay. I'm a bit lost. Definitely more than a bit lost. Right, here is another piece of logic. It's not a very useful piece, to be fair, but it's something. So where's orange in box 4? Orange, which is 6 or 8, can't be on a 3-cell region sum line that gets to 6 or 8. Even if this is 6 and this is 8, 6 would require a double 1 to get to 8. So yellow can't be on here. Sorry, orange can't be in here. So orange is in one of these two cells. And then Sudoku says orange is in one of these two cells. And I bet, yeah, same kind of logic in here with the green. There. It's just, I mean, green is in any of these. yellows in any of these. So they're not hugely helpful, to be fair. Hmm. So I've so far very clearly focused on the whirligig, which is essentially these kind of external region sum lines, these white crop key dots. I've kind of ignored the middle a bit, and I think it's time to consider the middle a bit more. So what I'm noticing is this one has a white crop key dot. This one has a white crop key dot, which helped for the 1. There's a white crop key dot here, there's a white crop key dot there, and then there's a black crop key dot there. And somehow that's all meant to be significant. Somehow. What should I be seeing that I'm not seeing? I mean, these two are in row 5, so potentially there's a bit of interaction in here. What can this cell be? So it could be green with 6 or 8, and then consecutive with 5, 7, or 9. That feels fine. It's clearly not 1. It can't be 2 because 3 and 1 are not available, so it's not 2. And it can't be 1. 3 could work with a 2 in here. And then obviously it couldn't be 4. 4 could work with a 5 in here. And again, it couldn't be 3. Presumably 5 could work with a 6 because it couldn't be 4. And then 6 is a possibility. It has too many options with a 5 or 7 in here. Actually, hang on, 5 doesn't work, sorry. 5 can't have 4 or 6. We said one of these is 3, so the black crop key dot forces a 6. So there's no 6 in here, and as a result, no 5 in here. It can, however, be 6 with a 5 or 7. And sadly, it looks like it could be 8 in here with a 7 or 9. So I'm not helping my case much. You see, the fact that there is a potential green in here allows me to sneak in some very high digits, which I'm not a fan of. Obviously not 1s. You know, you can see I'm, scraping the bottom of the barrel when I'm kind of cleaning up silly Sudoku pencil marks like that. All right, so the interaction with the black crop, what is that? If at all. Sorry, this can't be 8. No, it can be. It can't be 7 or 9, but it absolutely could be 8. And in fact, there is a definite 7 and 9 in here. We've basically pencil marked everything else around the edges. Interesting. So no 7, 9, no 7, 9. 7 and 9 can't be on here. Even if it's an 8, 7 won't work. I need 0 and 1. So that can't be a 5. This is 7 or 9. And this is another 7 or 9, just Sudoku. Yeah. Yeah. Happy with that deduction. Now, remember, one of these 7 9s is a 9. So it would only be able to reach the same color. So if this is the 9, it can only reach the 8. It can't reach the 6. However, we don't know which one this is. So as a result, I don't know which 7 or 9 this is. I can say this is not orange. It's not 7 or 8. This has to be orange. It is 6 or 8. And then obviously there is one red, one yellow in here. Don't need the white. And that can still be green. And then orange is in one of these two cells. And presumably orange, once again, is in one of these two cells again. Yeah. Now green, on the other hand, if this is green, essentially it's pushing the greens in here. Because, you know, it's not 2 or 5. So the 2 would be pushed in here, and I'd end up with 5, 7, 9. So it'd be 6 or 8, leading to 5, 7, or 9. And then a double 2. That's okay. And then the blue 3, 4 would be in here. And this would be a 5. Still okay. Right. Let's understand the 7, 9 in here now. They're not there. They're not there. This is a 7, 9 pair, which forces this to be the green 6, 8. Beautiful. How did I miss this? Be kind in the comments, please. So that's 7, 9. That's 6, 8. That is not 6, 8. That is the blue 3, 4. Where is blue now? In here, it can only be on this region sum line. This clearly can't be the 1 anymore. It's not going to get to me to 6 or 8. This is another 3, 4, which is the purple 3, 4. And now we've got 1, 3, 4, orange is 8. Beautiful, Timotab. Absolutely stunning. And then, of course, because there is no 2s in here, this is a 6, 8 pair. And this is now the double 2 that I discussed earlier. And therefore I'm left with 5 and 6, 8 somewhere. And this isn't 2, and in fact this is just 5, 7, 9. And because it's linked to a 4 to get to 5, what a beauty. I mean, I could have done it anyway by now. So red we know is 9 because orange is 8. So red is 9, yellow is 7, green is 6, purple is 3, blue is 4, orange is 8, because of this 1, 3, 4. This is, of course, back to 6. This is, of course, an 8. This is, of course, now a 7. This is 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2, that's 3, that's 1, that's 2. This is 7, this is 9, this is 9, this is 7. Sorry, it's irritating me. I'm not going to walk away from that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep up the colors beyond this, by the way, but what a beauty. 1 and 4 means that's the 2. This is a 1, 4 pair. Careful, this could be, of course, 2, 3, 4. And then in here, I have... Actually, of course, I've got this resolve 6, 8, and therefore that's green, and that's orange. Hang on, what am I doing? Green, orange, and then, of course, this is 5 or 7, actually both of which are allowed, and this is, well, this is 8, oh, hang on, this is 6, this is 5, this is 8, and I've got, what have I got? 2, and 5. Beautiful, beautiful Timotab. And then, of course, this is 3. I did say I'm not going to keep coloring, but here I am continuing. I'm just going to do just this little bit, and then I'm going to stop, I promise. Stunning puzzle. Right, we should be able to take it home from here, is in essence. We've kind of used all of... Oh, yeah, of course, this is 5. These are not 5s. Right, so now we have this last one white crocodile that can help us bring it home, hopefully. What can it be? Can't be 1 because there is no 2. Can't be 3. 4 doesn't work because 3 and 5 isn't available. 5 doesn't work. 6 would have to be in here with a 7 in there, which is possible. 8 would have to be here with a 7 or 9. So we end up back with 7, 9, and 6, 8, huh? What am I missing? Loads, I'm sure. Am I suddenly struggling again? May as well try and use this region sum line. I haven't really thought about it. So 1, 2, 6 seems certainly achievable. 1 here, 2 there, 6 here. Fine. Makes this 8 and 9. 1, 3, 5, presumably, actually, hang on. That's not what I meant at all. This would be 6. This would be the 2. This would be the 1. Thank you. And 1, 3, 5 would also work. This would be the 1. So this 3, 5 pair. And then these would be 3, 5. And then 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. This would be the 4. 2, 3, 4. So this would be the 4, this would be the 2, this would be the 3. So that's fully pencil marked. That gives me a 1, 4 pair. Gives me another 7, 9 in here and another 6, 8 in here to complete the column. Very strange. I genuinely thought this would become suddenly a whole lot more approachable after I felt like I kind of cracked it. Oh, look at this. 6, 8, 6, 8. Here's another 6, 8. And then the 3 isn't here, that's the 3. And then we're back to 5, 7, 9s. It gives me a 5, 7, 9 triple. So that means this is 2, 4. That is the 2. That is the 4. Let's keep going. 6, 8, 6, 8s. This time I can have a 6 on here, so I can't quite use it. Bit of a shame. Does give me a 3 in here. So 1, 2, 3, it does give me a 4. And then I'm going to say 5, 9. So this is a 1, 5 pair to complete it. And this is something. 2, 6, which is down here, which gives me a 7, which of course gives me a 9, gives me an 8. Gives me a 6, gives me a 7, gives me a 5, gives me a 9, gives me an 8. It doesn't resolve these. Doesn't matter. In here, I need another 5, 9, and an 8. Well, actually, no, I don't need an 8. I need another 5, 9, and a 2. That's the 2. This is the 5 or 9, which isn't an 8, so that's the 8. I did say I will stop coloring, but it can't deny me that sort of last one there. That's 7 or 9. That's 7. That is 9. Still a ton of options in here. Is that really 3, 5, 6? Looks it, doesn't it? Removes a 3 from here. And a 5. Yeah, that's just 2. So 2, 3, 4 is an option. 1, 2, 6 is an option. 1, 3, 5 is gone. And then the rest of this includes a 7 and another 1, 4. It's a 1 because of that 4. So that is 4, 2, 3. That is not 1. That is 4. That is 1. That is 6. That is 2. I'm just going to, like I said, just the ones that I had from the very beginning. This is not 6. That's 5. That's 6. This is a known digit. 3. These are 1, 4. That's 4. That's 1. That's 5. That's 1. That's 5. If I've not made any mistakes, that's 7 for the finish. What a stunning puzzle. Absolutely loved it. Hope you guys enjoyed it anywhere near as much as I have, because if you have, you're in for a phenomenal treat. Timotab, that was brilliant. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.